Can we do this quick? I only have 10 minutes. Okay, well, now that everybody's here, let's talk about the second edition theme for this week.
I think we should do cats because they're fluffy and everybody likes them.
Well, Halloween is coming up. We can do that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, Halloween is so ridiculous.
Halloween's just an excuse for people to act like complete idiots.
Oh my god, nobody else say they don't like Halloween.
I don't like Halloween.
What the hell, guys? Get it together.
I don't have time for this.
Seriously, you guys, get a grip.
This week's second edition is haunted.
Why'd you want to come here anyway? We have a show to do.
I'm just really freaked out about all the stuff that was happening at school.
And this is less creepy? Where's all your furniture?
I know, I thought that was a bit strange too. I'm sure it'll turn up. Plus, we have a party to get ready for.
The party's not for 6 hours, and I'm ready.
You're joking, right?
Well, I don't really like Halloween.
My god, stop saying that stuff about Halloween.
Oh, get a grip. Let's just do the show. This week on Second Edition, we'll have some interesting tips on Halloween in our Did You Know segment.
We'll have costume tips for those of you who left it to the last minute.
Brett and Brandon will tell us what they think about a movie that's really popular this time of year.
And here's what's happening in your world. See, I told you not to mess with Halloween.
Hi, welcome to Second Edition. It's Nate's 50th anniversary, and there's certainly a lot to celebrate.
This year, not only do we acknowledge Nate's accomplishments, but we honor 50 Nate alumni. Chosen by retired staff, students, instructors, and a group representing Nate alumni, they found it difficult to narrow it down from the original 162 nominations to just 50. Among the pick for top 50 is CTV evening news anchor Daryl McIntyre.
I think there were a lot of people who were nominated, and so there was a certain number that maybe got missed as well. Because all 50 are wonderful. I'm sure that there are hundreds more that also could have been honored, that have gone on to do great things after Nate. So it's pretty humbling. It's pretty cool.
Nearly a quarter of a century later, McIntyre is proud to be the longest-serving 6 o'clock news anchor in Edmonton. Nate students returned home from the Culinary Olympics in Germany with top medals.
All 4 competitors made their school proud after months of preparation and training. With 9 days to prepare for the 5-day competition, Team Nate had to bring their best to the table. The Culinary Olympics is the world's largest exhibition of culinary arts, leaving the students among stiff competition. With no student category at the event, Francis Flores really had to earn his gold medal. He still puts his skills into practice daily, with new inspirations fresh in his mind.
Favorite experience was meeting all the chefs, Team Canada of course and Team Alberta, being able to work with them and learn from them, and of course meeting other chefs from around the world.
Some of the food here at Nate actually comes from the aspiring chefs in the culinary labs. We enjoy great meals here every day, but often don't realize that those who make them go on to do great things with their talents. Francis has thrown together his fair share of chicken fingers, but made his real mark with a much more elegant spread.
The highlight for my dishes were the buffet platter, I would say. It consisted of a tureen of lobster, a tureen of sockeye, and arctic char. Each tureen came with a garnish and a green bean salad.
The meals are prepared and preserved in advance to be judged on innovation, composition, preparation, and presentation. Team Nate brought home 2 gold medals and 2 silver.
There were plenty of creative costumes seen around the city this week for Halloween. Some even went as far as to change their eye color with over-the-counter colored contacts. Some optometrists, however, aren't so sure the contacts are safe.
Quite a few colors we're starting to get sold out of.
Most costume stores make sure customers are signing a waiver before purchasing the contacts, but some optometrists say that simply isn't enough. Dr. Ben Cahoon had some good insight on how the contacts can affect your eyes.
The thing with these colored contacts is there's no regulation on them right now. The government only regulates contact lenses that have power in them. So that's a contact lens that needs to have, be looked at by an optometrist.
A bill is currently before Senate to make the contacts a Class 2 medical device, but until then, Health Canada is advising people to contact a healthcare professional before using them.
United Way's 4th annual silent auction took place this Tuesday in support of Nate's family campaign. Donations from several companies were put on display to raise money for the organization.
Also, they have this whole thing in here that your daughters can use.
Students and staff gathered in the South Lobby at Nate main campus from 9 till 3 p.m. to bid on donations. Alumni Relations Officer Nicole Rose has high hopes for this year.
This event is a silent auction in support of the 2012 Nate Family Campaign, with all proceeds supporting United Way. Our campaign goal this year is $115,000, and this auction actually raises a very large part of that.
Donations from several companies were put on display to raise money for the organization. And now we go to Michael Levier with sports. It's a big transition period right now, a lot of seasons coming to a close.
And I heard both the women's and men's soccer team played in provincials last weekend.
Absolutely. It was a fantastic weekend for both of the Ukes, and I'll let you know how that went on in Second Edition Sports coming up. Well, it was a fantastic weekend for both of Nate's soccer teams at the ACAC Provincial Championships. The women came home with the gold medal, and the men came home with the silver. These results mean that the teams will be going to nationals next week. The Canadian National Soccer Championships will be taking place on November the 7th till the 10th, all the way out in Prince Edward Island. Many people around Nate are pleased and also shocked that Nate is sending not only one but two soccer teams to the Canadian National Championships. But as Nate's Director of Athletics and Recreation, Linda Henderson, told me, she isn't very surprised that her teams performed so well.
Our men have maintained the #1 status in the country for most of the year, and our women were #2 for the majority of the year as well. So in the end, the two teams I think that were most deserving to go were both our men's and women's teams.
With such optimism and encouragement behind them, the Nate men's and women's soccer teams can expect a good chance to bring home the gold from Canadian National Championships taking place next week. In other sports news, the Nate Athletics Department has officially announced its Male and Female Athletes of the Week. The Female Athlete of the Week went to Kayla Newman from the women's soccer team, and the Male Athlete of the Week is Jordan Draper from the men's hockey team. I had a chance to meet up with Jordan from the hockey team to ask him why he thought he was picked to be Nate's Male Athlete of the Week. I was surprised in that he was quite humble in his answer. He explained that it could have gone to any one of the players on his team.
I guess I had a pretty good weekend. Our whole line, it could have been any one of the guys. We all were chipping in offensively, and so yeah, it could have been any one of us, and I just got fortunate enough to be picked.
Jordan scored 2 goals and 2 assists in the team's victory over the Concordia Thunder, 2 assists on Friday, and 2 goals in the team's 6-2 win on Saturday. He is tied for the ACAC scoring lead with 13 points in just 6 games. The NHL lockout is still in effect and will likely stay so till next season. This has the players and teams outraged about losing money that could be generated by playing. But does it stop there? Are there any other businesses that are affected by the lockout? Edmonton Coliseum Steak and Pizza is a crowd favorite when it comes to Oilers home games. The food is good and it's located right by Rexall Place. A lot of fans tend to leave their homes early so that they can get a bite to eat there before they head to the game. But with the recent NHL lockout, there are no more Oiler home games, which means less business for Peter Vendier, the owner and operator of Edmonton Coliseum Steak and Pizza. Peter admitted that the lockout has affected his business, but he has confidence that his food and his customers will continue to bring him good business.
Actually, we missed them. We did miss them. Needless to say, they bring more people here. They do. They do bring more people here. But business-wise, we're still doing okay.
There's no doubt that Coliseum Steak and Pizza is an Oiler-themed restaurant. Who could argue with all the pictures and artwork around the restaurant? But even without the Oilers, Peter's restaurant is still serving it up.
Well, it looks like fans and players aren't the only ones affected by the lockout.
Yes, with the disagreement over in the NHL, it now stands for No Hockey League.
That's it for Second Edition News. Thanks for joining us.
Did you hear that?
No. You're totally paranoid. Halloween isn't even about, like, evil spirits and stuff.
It's not?
Many people believe that Halloween was a celebration of the devil or the damned, but did you know that the Celtic people would celebrate the last day of the year by holding a festival called Samhain, where they believed the world of the living and the dead could become one? And also, Irish immigrants fled the potato famine that was starving them to death and brought with them the Halloween tradition of going door to door looking for sweets and other treats. The tradition instantly became a favorite among little children. But Christians believe the holiday encouraged witchcraft and may lead to Satanism. Churches hold hell houses, which are meant to scare children and young adults away from the traditions and lead them back to the church.
Well, I guess that makes me feel a bit better. But I feel even better if some boys were here. When are Brandon and Brett coming?
It's just Brett and Brandon. Coming up after the break, we'll show you some online tips for Halloween.
And I take a trip to Ernest where they show us how to make a salad fit for the fall season.
And Brett and Brandon are going to give us their thoughts on the spookiest movie of the season.
You're in the dark. Wake up!
Listen to NR92 and stay connected with your campus. Give a hoot! NR92.com, the station for the students.
Well, I guess that changes everything.
I guess it does.
Big Rock. Fulfill your fantasy.
In the secret Big Rock facilities, the beer scientists are working to create a new taste sensation for you, the beer drinker.
Aha, I finally done it. Mr. Scientist, come here.
What's all the commotion about?
You've got to try these new flavors I created. I guarantee you're going to like it.
Strawberry kiwi lager?
So, what do you think of it?
Not bad at all.
Here's another one for you.
Rice and curry ale?
So, what do you think of that one?
Oh! That's disgusting, Professor!
So sorry, Mr. Scientist. Here's one final one that you'll love. A jackrabbit.
Okay, this one better be good.
What do you think of that one?
I love it! This one will be a hit! Big Rock, always creating for taste buds.
Welcome to Cooking with Ernest. I'm Oakley Dale, joined by Chef Sheldon Polowick. So Sheldon, I'm having a get-together this weekend and I need a really good fall salad.
Well, today I'm going to be showing you how to make a roasted squash and frisee salad. So first we're going to start with the vinaigrette for the salad. So if you want to start by adding in a spoonful of the grainy mustard there.
Okay.
Add the mustard in there. Then we'll add in our champagne vinegar.
So can you use any balsamic vinegar at all instead of champagne?
You could use balsamic vinegar or white wine vinegar, pretty much any vinegar you would like. And if you'd also like to add in the oil next.
Okay.
We just have a canola oil today. Pour that in there. It's just a nice neutral flavor. And we'll finish with a little bit of sweetness. We'll add in our maple syrup.
Maple syrup. So what if people don't technically like mustard?
If you don't like mustard, you could just omit it. It's not a big deal. It won't affect the flavor too much. I like mustard, so I'm leaving it in there today. Now then, if you want to add in some salt and pepper.
Okay.
And I'll finish with
How much
here.
salt would you say to put in?
About a quarter teaspoon. So I'll have a couple pinches.
Okay. I'll do 3 because it's my lucky number.
Sure. And we'll add in some fresh ground black pepper as well. A couple turns. That should be good. So now we have our dressing done. We're going to add in our greens.
Smells good.
We're going to add in a frisee, which is kind of a bitter lettuce.
Could you use any other type of lettuce if you aren't a particular fan of maybe the texture or the taste?
For sure, you could add in romaine, arugula, anything like that. Add a little dressing on there. I'm going to add my squash.
Could this squash be, is it served hot, cold, warm?
You can serve it warm right out of the oven, or you can serve it room temperature as well. If you want to just finish with our toasted pumpkin seeds.
Okay.
That.
What's your favorite? Do you like it hot, cold?
I like it warm.
Warm?
Because frisee wilts nicely too. It's good served warm.
Perfect. And how would you say that this cost-wise?
It's a very inexpensive salad.
Perfect. And have you used it before with parties at all?
Yeah, for sure. It works really well.
This has been Cooking with Ernest. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did.
I don't know why we're getting ready now. The party's in front of 3 hours. What are you supposed to be anyway?
I'm a pirate. Hello?
Where's your eye patch?
No, that's ugly. I'm not wearing an eye patch with this outfit. Where are you supposed to be? The Pink Panther?
Well, it's a little late to get a costume now.
Have you ever heard of Halloween.com?
Whether you're a Halloween enthusiast or just looking for a few last-minute tips to get by, Halloween.com has everything you need. Scroll the site for Halloween crafts, recipes, even Halloween jokes. Or if you're like me and left your costume choice to the last minute, check out the site's last-minute quick costume ideas. This page has tons of clever ideas, and the best part? You can probably find everything you need right in your house, like this one. Dress in black, put a postage stamp on your chest. What are you? Blackmail. I should be able to come up with something for the party.
What are you supposed to be?
I'm a quarter pounder.
Wow, that's really lame. Well, it's time to take a look at Paranormal Activity, a low-budget horror phenomenon.
Which is supposedly the scariest movie of all time to watch at home. So,
let's take a look.
High def camera on. My girlfriend Katie, she thinks there's something in the house. I don't know.
You believe me, right?
Paranormal Activity follows Katie and Mika, a young couple who have been experiencing an unknown presence in the night. Mika isn't convinced and decides to document the happenings on his camera. His attempts to prove what's going on escalate when they gather physical evidence of whatever is haunting Katie. It becomes clear they can't escape.
You cannot run from this, it will follow you.
Some of the couple's research uncovers that similar cases have happened before. The spirit eventually becomes more bold and aggressive as Mika and Katie's fear grows.
You stop following me with the camera!
When Mika and Katie reach their breaking point, they make the decision to leave their home. But as is the case in so many horror flicks, the right decision has been made far too late.
In their last night in the house, the spirit does everything it can to make sure it's their last night on Earth. Well, now that that's over, I think it was a good movie for a horror movie. It wasn't particularly scary, but I could see how some people would get scared. So I will give it 2 floating bodies out of 5.
And I actually thought it was really cool with the way they shot it documentary style to make you feel like it was actually happening. I'm going to give it 4 floating bodies out of 5.
Where's Oakley?
Guess the movie is a little much for her.
Yeah, she's super paranoid.
Okay, I was in the kitchen, and then the water turned on, and the drawers came out, and then I dropped everything that came here.
We were like downstairs, and we were sitting on the couch, and we thought you were paranoid and kind of weird, and then we heard "Get out."
And the drawers came out, and then I dropped everything that came here. Oh my God! Okay, happy thoughts, things happy thoughts. Okay, my happy thought, Ernest. Ernest is my happy thought. The salad. It was so good. They had the most amazing salad.
I don't really have a happy thought, but I found a good costume, sort of, on Web Gems. I got some good Halloween tips on Halloween.ca.
See? Okay, and anything else?
Well, then we watched Paranormal Activity.
Okay, don't think about that. Don't think. Next week on Second Edition.